Hey there, and welcome. So, if you've ever found yourself staring at your Google Ads account, just feeling totally lost about which bidding strategy to choose, you're not alone, I promise. It's probably one of the biggest hurdles for most business owners. So, you know what? Let's clear it all up right now. Because here's the thing you've got to ask yourself. Without you giving it clear directions, Google's incredibly powerful AI is pretty much just guessing. It's guessing what you want, what a win looks like for you, and let's be honest, that can be a really, really expensive guess. And this is the perfect way to think about it. Your bid strategy is the steering wheel. Google Ads is this massive, powerful engine, right? But you have to be the one to steer it. This is how you tell that engine exactly where you want to go. So where do we even begin? Well, when you've got a brand new campaign, zero history, zero data, you can't just floor it and hope for the best. You need a solid plan. Let's walk through the two-phase approach that'll get you started on the right foot. It's actually a pretty simple two-step dance. In phase one, you start out with a strategy like maximize clicks. Now, your goal here is not about making sales just yet. Your one and only mission is to gather data. You're just feeding the machine information. Then, once it's had a good meal, you move to phase two. You switch over to a conversion strategy and say, okay, Google, you know what we're looking for. Now go find us some results. So the big question is, how much data is enough data? Well, here's kind of the magic number. You need to be hitting at least 15 to 20 conversions within a 30-day period. That's the baseline. It's the minimum amount of info Google's AI needs to actually learn what a good customer looks like for you. If you have less than that, well, it's still just guessing. All right, so your campaign is up and running. It's got some data. Now it's time to choose that long-term steering wheel. And the secret, honestly, is simple. The best strategy is always, and I mean always, tied directly to your main business goal. This really just says it all, doesn't it? There is no single best bid strategy out there. So if anyone tells you, oh, you have to use this one, well, they're wrong. The only thing that matters is finding the best strategy for what you are trying to do, right here, right now. And this little table, this is basically your cheat sheet. Just look at your goal. Is it to just get as many people to your website as possible? Okay, you're in the CPC family. Are you trying to get leads or sales for a certain price? Then you're looking at CPA strategies. Or is it all about squeezing out the most profit? Well, welcome to the world of ROAS. See, it makes the whole thing so much clearer. Okay, let's zoom in on the one choice that seems to trip up almost everyone. Are you optimizing for the number of leads or for the value of those leads? This is the classic showdown, Target CPA versus Target ROAS. Let's break them down. Think of Target CPA as your efficiency expert. You tell it, I want to pay this much for a lead, and its job is to get you as many as possible for that price. It treats every single lead as equal. But Target ROAS, that's your profit maximizer. It knows that some leads are home runs and others are just singles, and it is swinging for the fences every single time. Here's a perfect real-world example of when you'd use Target CPA. Your goal is simple: book appointments. You've run the numbers and you know you can afford to pay about 800 rupees for each one. So you set that as your target and you just let Google's AI loose to find those people for you. So this is where Target CPA really shines. It's your go-to when pretty much every conversion is worth the same amount of money to your business. Think about generating leads for a single service or maybe selling just one main product. Simple and effective. But now let's completely flip the script. In this business, the leads have totally different values. A resume review is great, but that full application package, that's a whole different ballgame. The goal here isn't just getting more leads, it's getting more valuable leads. And that is the absolute sweet spot for Target ROAS. When you sell different things at different prices and your number one goal is profit, this is your weapon. But, and listen, this is a huge but. For this to actually work, you have to be able to tell Google what each of those leads is worth. Which, of course, brings us to the next big question. How in the world do you do that? Well, it's not magic. A strategy like Target ROAS runs on data. You have to feed it the right information. And to do that, you're going to need the right tools. So let's talk about tool number one, Google Tag Manager, or GTM. Honestly, the best way to think about GTM is like a digital toolbox. Instead of having to call a developer every single time you need to add a little piece of tracking code to your website, GTM gives you one dashboard to manage everything yourself. no coding required. I mean, look at this. This is why it's a marketer's best friend. It gives you freedom. Suddenly, you can add tracking in minutes, not weeks. Everything's in one place. You can test things safely before you publish them so you don't break your website. And if you do mess up, just roll it back. It literally puts you back in the driver's seat. Okay, so how does this all work together? This analogy just nails it. Think of Google Analytics as this giant reservoir where you store all your website data. The data stream is the actual pipeline that carries that data from your website and fills up the reservoir. And Google Tag Manager, GTM, is the tool you use to build and manage that pipeline. You see? You need all three pieces working together to make the magic happen. So, we've gone over the launch plan, the framework for picking your strategy, and the tools you need to make it all work. Which brings everything back to one simple question. What is your mission? It's time to actually put this stuff into action. You know, if you only remember one thing from all of this, let it be this right here. It's so simple. Your business goal is the question. Your bid strategy is just the answer to that question. That's it. So I'm going to leave you with this final thought. Just for a second, forget all the jargon, forget all the complex settings. Just ask yourself, what is the number one most important mission for my business right now? Is it traffic? Is it leads? Or is it profit? Because once you have that answer, you know exactly which steering wheel to grab. You're not letting Google guess anymore. You're giving it directions.